The second I finally arrived home, my mum instantly noticed that something was wrong. Even if I hadn't slammed the door shut or arrived home so late, her keen senses would have picked up the bad vibes. So I walked through the hall. The first sight to greet me was my mother's worried face. Hidaki, honey, what's wrong? Nothing. Are you sure? I'm sure. I just want to be alone for a while. I brushed past my mother and made my way to the stairs. The way I'm feeling right now, I don't have the patience to put up with my mother's silly antics. I set my foot on the step of the staircase. My mother ignored my warning and called out after me. But Heidi, you have a face that says, I just won the lottery, but then a thieving cat stole and ate my winning ticket. What? Put in my mother's words for a second, wondering where on earth she had such a ridiculous saying. It's too far-fetched to be an actual saying, in which case. Did it ever happen to you, Mum? Wait, really? The world is a cruel place, honey. The Lord gives with one hand and takes away with the other. You're not religious. That's right, and that story never happened either. It didn't? Nope. My mother winked as she spoke. But at least it stopped you in your tracks, mister. So are you going to have a chat with me or not? Is or not actually an option? Oh, Heidi, you say the silliest things. I figured as much. Listen, you've been acting distant for a while, and your loving mother wants to know the reason why. Yeah, alright. I've been avoiding telling my mother anything about Shinatsu, not wanting to worry her, but it seems to be having the opposite effect. I know she only wants the best for me, so it must hurt her to see her only son so down. Mum's always been a rather light-hearted and cheerful person, but I know she really cares for me. In fact, I think it's because she cares about me that she's always so unrelentingly chipper. She's a lot more astute and far more responsible than she looks. Good. Well then, shall we talk about this in the kitchen? Why the kitchen? Why not the living room? I don't know. I just like the kitchen more. It feels more homey. Because we sit there and eat meals as a family. Maybe. Or maybe it's just because that's where all the food is. I take back everything I just said about my mother being a responsible parent. Mom stared at me from across the kitchen table, her hands clasped together on the wooden surface. Alright, young man, what have you been up to? My mother glared at me as though grilling a criminal for information. You know, when you look at me like that, it makes me feel like I'm being interrogated by the police. Oh, was I being too much of a bad cop? Just a little. Oh. I thought since this is a serious situation, I should try to sound more serious to match, but maybe I went a little overboard. Mother cleared her throat, then resumed her line of questioning. So, Heidi, what's the matter? Is that a cute girl? Although my mother sounded like she was joking, she hit the nail right on the head. Am I really that transparent? Yes, that's right. Haha, I figured as much. Well, I'm not surprised. It often is with boys your age. I remember when I was a young lad. You were never a young lad. Ha, you've got me there. Ugh. Anyway, what happened? Did you and Megumi break up? Why? Why? Mum, I thought you said you were going to be serious. I am being serious. Your mother will be really troubled if her favourite pairing doesn't work out. Never mind, I was wrong to confide in you. I got up from my seat and home from my room. Oh, wait! I'm sorry, Mum won't teach you anymore. Alright. I sat back down. So then, tell me. The playfulness on my mother's face disappeared, replaced by a serious expression completely unnatural for her. Is it because a cute girl rejected you? Is that why you've been so down? I suppose so, in a manner of speaking. She wasn't very clear about it. Oh no, being rejected like that really is the worst. You don't know how they really feel, so you think you're still in with a chance, but when you try to get them to clarify, they give vague replies or ignore you. Exactly! That's exactly what's been happening! I haven't even managed to speak with her for a week now. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I know how it feels being strung along like that. It's not good for the self-esteem. Well, I don't know if she's really stringing me around. It might be a bit more complicated than that. I'm sure she has her reasons. Perhaps she's too timid to reject you outright. Or maybe she herself doesn't understand her own feelings. Either way, you have your own worth as a person. You deserve to be treated fairly. For any relationship to work, both parties must respect one another. If this girl isn't being clear with her feelings, and she's hurting you, then I don't know if she respects you. No matter how pretty she is, Heidi, you'll be better off without her. Trust me, it isn't worth the hassle. I know what you're saying, but I think there's a bit more to it than that. It's complicated. Oh, how's it complicated? If she's shy, she could at least write you a note in your shoe locker, or has that gone out of fashion now? That's kind of the only thing. That kind of thing only happens in TV dramas. When real people are too shy to admit they like anybody, they just dither around without acting on their feelings until it's too late. Maybe you're right. Letters and shoe lockers appeared a lot in dramas when I was a little girl, but nobody in my school ever got asked out like that. To tell the truth, I was disappointed. I wanted to write a load of fake love letters and put them in random lockers just to see what would happen. And that sure sounds like something Mum would do. How positively evil. It's nice to know she was still this impulsive back when she was my age. I don't think Chinatsu could leave a letter in my shoe locker even if she wanted to. After all, I'm no longer sure she even goes to my school. Mother paused, staring at me while wearing a look of shock. Did you just say Chinatsu, Heidi? I knew our mum knew about Chinatsu. I absolutely knew it. I didn't say it, but I knew, like, the answer was going to be right under our noses, and it had to be Mum. Did you just say Chinatsu, Heidi? That's right, Chinatsu Misaki. I met her a few months ago when we first moved to Okutama. Chinatsu Misaki? Yeah, I thought I was getting along with her, but then she vanished all of a sudden, almost like she never existed at all. I couldn't find her at school or in town. When I tried to find out where she lived, I met an old woman who said Chinatsu and her family moved away from Okutama 10 years ago. I paused for a breath, only then realizing how quickly I had spoken. I realized I must sound crazy, but how else can I tell the story? I'm just relaying what happened. And remember at the start, Chinatsu said her family was friends with our family. Oh my god, it was obvious. It was so obvious. Or at least what I think happened. Honestly, my story sounds so ridiculous even to me. It's like the plot of some stupid horror movie. Even my mother, my lighthearted and fun-loving mother, could expect to believe in this. Now that I've said it out loud, I'm not sure I believe it myself. As I returned to the reality, I noticed my mother was still silently staring at me. Mum? Mum, are you alright? I called out to my mother, but she didn't reply. She simply sat there, staring over my shoulder, her eyes vacant. Have I upset her? Was my story really that troubling? I guess any mother would be sad at the prospect of her only son slowly losing his mind. I'm sorry, Mum. This is why I didn't want to tell you about it. It just sounds so bizarre, I know, but it really did happen. At least I think it did. I don't know. Hidaki, you don't remember. Don't you remember? My mother finally spoke up, her voice heavy with worry. Remember what? No, of course you wouldn't. The doctors did say, and I didn't want to trouble you. I thought it would be better if you didn't know, but maybe I was wrong. Doctors? What are you talking about that accident? The one that occurred when I was a child? The reason why I remember so little from childhood, the reason why we initially moved away from Okutama? Yes, I am. My mother finally lifted her head, meeting my eyes with hers. Her expression was deadly serious and horribly, indescribably, soul-crushingly sad. I'm sorry, Heidi, but there's something I've been hiding from you for a while now. Almost 10 years, in fact. My mother's words carried a lot of weight, but I could already guess what she was talking about. Although I know that something happened to me 10 years ago, I don't remember the incident itself. My mother always told me it was the best that I left the past behind. Oh, whoops. And that I shouldn't ask too many questions. That must be it, right? But what could possibly... What are you talking about? Heidi, you say you met Chinatsu Misaki, but you couldn't have. There's just no way. That accident 10 years ago when you almost drowned, somebody went into the river to save you. It was that girl with dark hair, the one you always used to play with. I don't know what happened exactly, but she went missing and... Her body, Hidaki, her body was found washed up on the riverside. She must have hurt herself trying to search for you, and she was the Misaki's daughter, their only daughter. She was such a cute little thing, even if she was a bit on the quiet side. Her name was Chinatsu. Chinatsu Misaki. I don't know why you seem so familiar. I really had heard that name before. Dimly, a memory arose from my mind, buried deep in the marshy pit of my subconscious. There was a Chinatsu before. I used to know a Chinatsu. We were best friends, weren't we? Or to the fateful day. This is in the past. Dad, why do we always have to go to Sakuragaoka? Oh, what's wrong with Sakuragaoka? It's nice. Don't you love the smell of the refreshing air and of the countryside? I panted at my father, puffing my cheeks out like a squirrel's. I don't like the airs. I don't think the air is refreshing. It's only 30 miles away from Shinsekai. Indeed. The physical distance may not be far, but there may as well be an entire galaxy between Sakuragaoka and Shinkansekai. For one thing, the hills of oh my god, I can't say that word, are magnificent beyond repair. Shinsekai has nothing of the sort. Yeah, and Akutama has an arcade and an ice cream parlor. Let's just stay right there here. Now, Heidi. My mother ruffled my hair, sporting a winning smile on her face. You don't need arcades or ice cream to have fun. We can make our own fun out here in this countryside. And that's what you said last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, but all we did was go on walks. I hate walking, it's boring. Oh, don't be like that, Mr. Grumpy. You should learn to appreciate the world around you a bit more. I don't want to appreciate it, it stinks. Quite literally, Sakuragaoka is a pretty secluded place all the way up in the mountains, and there are sheep and cows everywhere. Whenever we go on walks around here, the air smells manure. The smells of manure. Ugh, just thinking about it makes me feel sick. Can't we just here? Can't we just stay here in Okutama instead? Most of my school friends are here, and I don't know anybody in Sakuragaoka. We've been going to a summer house there for the last 4 years, and each and every trip has been equally boring. If we have to go on holiday, why can't we go abroad? Ray's family is taking her to Paris for the summer. Ray's family might be taking her to Paris, but Ray's family is a lot richer than ours. That's right. Isn't her mother that famous actress, Shinori or something or other? A classy family like that would have to go abroad. I glared at Dad, my hands clenching into fists. Are you saying we're not classy? I'm saying that I'd rather not eat snouts for a whole week, Heidi. I'd much rather stay in good old Japan. Dad patted me on the shoulder, smiling happily. Now then, do you want to help us load the car, Heidi? I was in no mood to cooperate with my father. I hate going to Sakuragaoka, and I hate the mountains, and I hate walking, and I really, really hate sheep. Why don't Mum and Dad ever listen to me? I keep telling them I don't want to go, but they just ignore me. It's not fair. This is basically child cruelty. Well, if they don't listen to me, then I won't listen to them. Hey, Heidi, where are you going? Heidi? Mum and Dad called out after me, but I didn't listen. Instead, I continued to run, pumping my arms and legs as hard as I could. Alright, suit yourself. Make sure to come back when you get hungry. Dinner will be waiting for you on the table. Stupid Mum and Dad. Why did they never listen to me? I pouted, kicking at the loose rock on the ground with the tip of my shoe. I originally intended to hide out until nightfall, when it would be too late to drive the Sakuragaoka, but then I soon realized that wouldn't work. If I do that, my parents would just put me in the car while I'm asleep. Honestly, won't they even consider staying here for the summer break, just this once? Ugh, they're so annoying. I shouted as I kicked another rock with the tip of my shoe. I kicked a little harder than I intended, and the rock flew up into the air, soon landing in a nearby river with a splash. I turned my head, watching the falling rock, when suddenly... Hey, what are you doing? The river wasn't empty, as it usually would be. Instead, there was somebody swimming in there. I can't see very well from this distance, but it looks like a young girl. Her hair is black, floating on the surface of the water like spilled tar, and she seemed to be struggling to keep up with the tide. Did she fall in? Is she drowning? Maybe she's in danger. Mom told me to never swim in this river. She said the current was too fast, and I swept away. Wait, did that rock hit her? Oh my god, that rock might have hit her. To further drive Mum's point home, I noticed a wooden sign driven into the riverbank which clearly read swimming is prohibited. I don't entirely know what prohibited means, but I'm smart enough to realize that the girl shouldn't be in the river. Hey, you alright? Hey. I ran over to the girl, extending my arm towards her as far as I could. I reached out so far that I worried that I'd overbalance and fall into the water myself. I grabbed a nearby tree trunk for extra support, then continued to reach out. Hey, can you hear me? I promise that you'll be okay. Just grab onto my hand. Come on, you can make it. The girl lifted her head, her damp dark hair falling around her shoulders, and blinked at me. It was only then I realized she was wearing a swimming costume. Does that mean she didn't fall in after all? She was swimming in the river just for fun? Having heard my frantic yelling, she began to paddle back to the riverbank. Though the current seemed strong, she pushed right through it, unhindered with such grace that she may as well have been walking on dry ground. I watched her dumbfounded as a hot blush slowly spread across my face. I guess you could swim after all. The girl stepped out of the river, and I finally got a good look at her. She was swimming in that? Oh, okay, maybe, I guess, I don't know. Her hair was very long, almost down to her waist. That does not look like down to her waist. And the weight of it appeared to be dragging her head down. Her arms and legs were so thin that I wondered how such a fragile body was able to stand the rushing current of that river. She must have been a lot stronger than she looks. The girl shook her head for a few moments, trying to dry her hair under the sunlight, before she approached me. It was only when she was a few paces away from me that I realized she was giggling.
Hello there, how are you worried about me?
It's
It's okay, you don't need to trouble yourself over me. I'm one of the strongest swimmers in my class.
But, even if you're good at swimming, you shouldn't do it in the river, it's dangerous.
It's fine. I swim here all the time, and nothing bad ever happened to me.
All the time? Well, we've never met before, but going by her words, this girl must live around here. I live nearby and I've never seen you here before.
Maybe we just keep missing each other. I'm always swimming here alone, so I'm probably hard to spot.
The girl smiled as she brushed a few strands of damp black hair out of her eyes. Though I guess I'm not alone anymore, am I? Say, what's your name? My name is Hitaki.
Hidaki-kun is it? It's nice to meet you. My name is Chinatsu Misaki.
Hope we can get along, Hidaki-kun.